Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hong Kong House of Cards. Once again, it's October 8th, 2015. And today at Roger Crispin's law office, a rather large but very, very confident looking woman, Asian descent, marches her way into his office. She does have an appointment under the name of Rose. You're muted, man. Okay. Well, while you're on the phone, I'll keep describing. She has an appointment under the name of Rose. And she's very fat, but looks like she enjoys life quite a bit. Yeah, she looks like she just has this look on her face like she just enjoys absolutely everything life has to offer. And she's in your office.
Roger will offer her a seat on the couch, and he'll sit across from her and offer her a polite bow, of course. And
she'll nod to him, and she will say, "We have a mutual friend."
Good news, madam. And
yes.
whom might this be?
Adam.
Oh, I see.
I'm his superior, she explains. And yes, I am a changeling. And I would like to hire you on behalf of the entire duchy for something very important.
I see. Just offering an educated guess, my lady. Would this have to do with the upcoming holiday?
How much changeling lore do you have?
Out of character, this is something that was recently shared with me.
Okay, sorry. I was like all kinds of worried there. If it's been shared with you in scene, that's fine.
Okay.
She nods and she says, "Yes." She does look surprised that you knew.
And just to expand a smidge further, might this requirement involve some sort of preparation for the aftermath?
What I need from you is to prepare to debate in the council based on the aftermath of what will occur when our baser natures come out and we will be unable to control ourselves as an entire group for one night.
I see.
We will accept any charges of assault or worse, but for minor infractions, I would like the community to be protected.
Of course, the council would need to debate on what form those should take, I would imagine.
Exactly. But I'm hiring you for our defense. I'd prefer legal immunity, but simply having someone in our corner to argue in court
Mhm.
would be quite a boon. And I am willing to pay rather generously in the only currency that really matters.
Hmm. Mm. May I ask, um, what might that be as far as your society is concerned?
Well, it's not just my society, because I know what you are, she says, smirking.
Fair enough.
And you can use the I know that your kind can use the energies of other people's kinds, at least to a certain degree.
Mm.
And I will I will be paying you in a currency that we call dross, which is the refined stuff of raw imagination and thought.
I see no problem with this.
Okay.
I would
And
I would like
she go
to
on.
let you know in complete openness and honesty that while I am very enthusiastic and I'm confident in my abilities, this will be my first official case for the supernatural community.
Of course, but it's still good to have friends in legal places.
Oh, oh,
And
certainly.
she first takes out of her purse a box of rubber gloves and says, "Handle these with these, or you will find yourself enchanted temporarily."
Very good. And he will,
Yeah, you will want to remember our meeting, of course. She chuckles.
yes. About that, would you mind if I made some private notes?
Oh, of course. Um, what she does then is she reaches further into her purse than it should actually be, because it's a treasure,
Awesome.
and she pulls out several jade statuettes,
Oh
and she
my.
will say these are loaded with glamour.
The the craftsmanship on this must be amazing.
Oh yeah, these are boggin made.
Oh, oh my.
Just to let you know, out of character, these are boggin made, and they're extremely exquisite. They're at least six successes in crafts.
He will very reverently take each one in the gloves and find a very proper place for them.
And she gives you five of them and says, "That's for your time and to put you on retainer for each hour. Say I'll give you two more."
You are most generous.
She nods. And you are, I trust, most competent.
I firmly believe so. The law is my passion.
Very well. Uh,
He he's sort of aiming to go confident without being arrogant.
Obviously, I hope that this is not a necessary action, but in case it is, it will be very lucrative for you.
Mm. I think that our mutual goal here would be um, the safety and security of all concerned. Uh,
Obviously, at
and
the moment, I will be completely honest with you, Mr. Crispin. My primary concern is that my people not get prosecuted for doing what the dreaming requires of us.
how severe might we be looking? What is the worst
Le-
case scenario?
Murder. We'll accept that, obviously. But most of the time, it's going to be pranks and property damage.
Would there, just asking this more as a curiosity, um, would there be a way, perhaps, say, to prevent any such pranks or damage from happening to um, insert name of really famous landmark in Hong Kong?
She shakes her head slowly, but she does clear her throat and say, mortals will be unable to recall if property has been damaged. It's mostly my concern is with supernatural on supernatural aspects.
Mm.
And that will be quite an aftermath, I assure you. I will be in council and I will speak to explain what Samhain is. And I will, if you are there, I will have you prepare a brief on our limited liability, shall we say.
Is this um I'm I'm sorry, Ari, just sorry about that. Um
No problem.
are are we speaking of a brief shall we say prior to events happening?
Yes, this is going to. This is the health and safety of the community aspect that you were speaking of. But my
Yes.
primary concern is our kind are required to act this way on this day. It is not something that we can control. Our baser natures come out and we act upon them and we cannot control it.
I see. Um if you'll allow me, I just want to make sure that I have the right stuff. But I'm thinking that Roger would be trying to write this um uh trying to write this in code.
Do you have science, mathematics, or computers?
Um mm, um I will just double check that. I know that I have academics, but I don't know.
Academics won't help you encrypt these things.
Okay. Let me just double check here. Private firearms. Academic enigmas investigation. Oh,
Actually, Enigmas will do it.
okay. I've got two in enigmas.
All
Um.
right. Please roll me your wits plus Enigmas.
Okay.
And you will want to blue book those successes because that's how many successes it'll take to decode your notebook.
Okay. So that's for for my dice, and given the importance of this, I will spend a willpower point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also declaring that this is my caregiver nature coming out.
Okay.
So let's see what we get.
Big fat 1 because your willpower.
Yeah, this won't do. He
Uh,
he
she's going
spe-
to look. She's going to look over your shoulder on the code, and she's going to reach into her purse and pull out what looks like a Captain Crunch decoder ring, and says, "Run it through this."
okay,
She just gave you a fuddle treasure.
okay.
So as long as you use the decoder ring to encode and decode, you need fuddle to decode it. Because
Awesome.
it looks like it's absolute chicken scratchings when you finish it, and then you decode it and it comes out normal. It's like, what the heck? No, you don't need to roll. You just need to
Okay.
run it through the you just need to run it through the ring.
Oh, okay. Well, he
Okay.
he does that, and and he chuckles while doing it.
Yeah, it's a she smirks at that.
This is so amusing.
Yes. It is amazing what happens when you just toss magic into mundane objects you get out of a cereal box.
Well, this should help things a bit.
Of course.
Let me see. Now then, for the actual brief itself,
It's simply if you are at the council meeting, it would probably be best if we had a quick statement of limited liability. It's like if we were incorporating as a company, as a corporation, we're basically declaring that we aren't held responsible for the actions of individuals.
Though in this case, it would be a formal request of the council to acknowledge this.
Yes.
So, very good.
And that is the. And again, we are willing to accept any crime of assault or greater, because even with our baser natures, that's a little bit harsh.
Understandable.
But for pranks and property damage, I would like us to have protection.
So in the cases of minor offenses and misdemeanors, you're asking for complete acknowledgement of immunity for assault, rape, kidnapping, and murder.
Yeah.
You will accept the judgment of the council.
Yes.
I think, given the circumstances, this seems very reasonable to me. I don't see why they would have an issue with this per se, especially given the circumstances.
Well, the vampires are a tricky bunch, and your own mages are another tricky bunch. Though I'm pretty certain that the House of Swords are in our corner. The one thing that will be interesting is to see how the other side of the House of Cups react to this news, because we haven't told them that we go crazy on Halloween. She says, grinning broadly.
I'm sure that this will cause a lot of debate in the chambers, certainly.
Oh, I'm certain, but there's a reason why when the council formed, we timed it so that it was our turn to be speaker when this event was coming up.
Tee hee hee hee.
Yeah, she chuckles and says, "I was there for the negotiations, and when we were trying to decide which one of our little coalition would be speaker,
Uh-huh.
we decided to take turns each month, and last month was their turn."
Ow. Are you familiar with another client of mine by the name of sorry, out of character, was it Lynn?
Uh,
The adorable cat girl I have a
no,
crush on.
Miyako.
Miyako. Are you familiar with Miyako?
Oh, who isn't familiar with Miyako? That girl's got spirit.
I'm I've noticed this. Is she a changeling as well?
Oh, she's a Hissien.
Yes, I was just wondering if that was a,
Mm.
a type of Eastern changeling.
They're similar to us, but they're not us. Uh,
Oh, okay.
uh, we are pagan gods and dreams made form. They are
Ooh.
spirits. They are spirits of the elements, and they are spirits of the elements incarnated into a human body.
Oh, so that's what. Okay.
They
Thank
are,
you.
yeah. She nods and she says, "We are associated with the dreaming, which is a realm made up of the collective thoughts and unconscious desires of all of humanity. They are associated with another realm, and their entire purpose of being is to return to it."
Fascinating. You know, I think there there was a quote from the movie The Last Samurai that I think is surprisingly apt. It's a lot like the cherry blossoms. Um, I would imagine that someone could spend a lifetime studying this, and it would not be a wasted life.
Mm. Indeed, indeed. Then again, if you spend a lifetime studying us, you'll go crazy before it's over, she says, grinning broadly.
Well, at least you
Not
must.
too much imagination, and that's the stuff we are made of, is a very dangerous thing,
Yeah.
especially for your kind. Ask your master about what a marauder is at some point.
Oh, I may just do that. I've I've heard some other unpleasant subtypes of various things that.
Yes,
Eh,
your house is not immune from them. Marauders are fun, she says, and she says fun in a way that does not make them sound fun.
I will take your word for that and hope I never meet one in a dark alley, my lady.
Oh, it's meeting one in a dark alley is not what you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is meeting one in a brightly lit casino,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
because that means that he probably believes that he is the god of luck, and you will end up on his shit list really quickly.
Oh dear. Ow. I will bear that in mind. Um, and he will have actually made a formal address for the council. Uh, and he'll hand it over once he's finished with the
All right.
um the final draft and say,
Okay.
do you believe that this is acceptable?
I believe that it will have to be, she says, smirking. And I would like if you were at council to deliver it. If not, it is acceptable that I will.
It
Out of character, that's just so that schedules don't conflict.
yeah, fair enough. Though it is my intention to be there, as I feel it would only be polite to introduce myself.
Of course, of course. Um, and she checks the time and she pulls two more jade statuettes out, plops them down next to you.
Thank you.
Oh, I pay
Um,
my debts. I'm of House Fiona, of course. Fiona. Blah. House Fiona.
hmm. Would you like me to roll a wits intelligence to see if I remember that?
Did you first learn of it while you were enchanted?
Um, yes, although we did declare in the scene with my master that he was basically ramrodding it back into my head so I wouldn't forget
Oh,
it.
then yeah, you know. It's the same house that Adam is.
Yes. Well, it's been an honor to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to many more successful dealings.
Indeed. At some point, I will
And
be upgrading the Duchy of Hong Kong into the Kingdom of Hong Kong. And at that point, I will be hiring you as a in order to argue several cases amongst other changelings. If you are
in
satisfactory.
well, I do. I will certainly do my best. Though in the event that you do find my work um to your liking, um I will need to request some form of information that is not banal by any means. Um that I could properly understand changeling law.
Of course, of course. I am willing to enchant you for as long as is necessary for you to study it. We have a library in the temple. Um, and of course, you can write down any notes you require.
In code, of course.
Oh, of course. Well, you have the decoder ring.
Thank you. I imagine I will be making a great deal of use out of it.
Oh, I'm certain you will. Go ahead and blue book it, by the way. Uh,
Uh,
it's a level 1 treasure, and all it does is it fuddles notes so that you need fuddle to decode them. And it decodes as well, so.
um, Out of character, I can't see. I don't have any light right now. If you send it to me, I can copy and paste it.
All right, I'll just post it right here in text, and you can copy paste it.
Okay. In the hangout, you mean?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. So upon the initial business being concluded, um, Roger will stand up and offer a offer a polite bow and escort the charming lady out. Oh, and if you should need to get a hold of me, he will also hand her one of his cards. Also,
And she nods, and she hands her card. and on one side it just has a picture of a rose, and on the other side it's got a map to two back alleys of the night market, and it says just ask for Rose.
And he will be sure to put that in a safe place.
And that's a good way to get freaking dreamers, is to leave those cards around.
um, I. It's moments like this that I wish I didn't have the memory issue part of the cerebral palsy. But what's her
Trust
name?
me, I have autism memory, and it's not as fun as it sounds, because even you can't forget shit.
Oh, well, I would almost prefer not forgetting to forgetting.
Yeah, and then you beat yourself up over every single mistake you've ever made.
Oh, yeah, I tend to do that too. Actually, I'm.
Yeah, it's you can't. I've still beat myself up over mistakes I made when I was 6 years old.
Oh, gee. Yeah,
Okay, so there's that.
yeah.
Now,
I'm not that bad, but dude, I'm totally there. I'm totally there with you.
okay, so anyways, and she smirks and she says, "My name's Rose."
Sam, if you would, if you would please permit me, and he will offer her a kiss on the hand as he bows very graciously. It was an honor to
She
meet you.
accepts it, and what she does at this point is she actually presses one of the jade talismans against your skin so that you can see her as she is for just a moment. And she is, first off, she's appearance 6.
Wow.
She's still very round, but she's round in a very regal way.
So like not like everyone's
She's not
worst
like
nightmare.
disgusting fat. She's like she's like big. She's like big black woman fat. Only she's Asian,
Okay.
and she's
Okay. Um.
and she's very regal. She looks like she is authoritative. She looks like she is the she looks like she is the kind of person you would follow into battle, kind of regal.
Gotcha.
And she's dressed in bright pink armor covered in hearts, and
Right.
she's holding a scepter with a rose on it.
Honored to make your acquaintance, my lady.
Yeah, and then she pulls it back, and you totally forget what she looks like.
Uh,
She just wanted to show you for a moment, and Dross de-enchants you the moment you stop touching it.
um, um, uh, I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten myself.
Oh,
And he will.
you've forgotten a couple of things, but that's all right. She says. She pats you on the head, and she gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then walks off.
And he will return to his desk, quite possibly rereading his supposition and actually rewriting it so that at the very least when he presents it, it it should come off with a significant amount of bang at the very least.
Okay. I will
He's
have you just to let you know, at the time I will have you roll law plus charisma,
okay.
because that's your I am arguing law in front of other people.
Okay. Um
Uh,
and then at the meeting.
yes.
Okay.
Because no matter how well it's written, a lot of doing this stuff is being able to manipulate people emotionally.
Right. Okay. I just
All right.
I just wanted to have it mentioned in character. He's
Yeah.
he's he's doing his best to put a lot of effort into this. He's
Yep, yep. I believe that is seen. You need to push the button.
okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.